Rudy. Come on up from Joy.
I'll keep this short. My name is Rudy. I like yellow, so what? I'm running for ops. We plan to keep it simple and I hate you guys. Keep the ops running smooth. Yeah. All right. I'm done. Let's go.
Thank you. And with that, we're doing great on time. We might have time for streaking on the field. We're going streaking! I just wanted to say that. Down. All right, and now to our first contested position with 3 candidates, which is pretty exciting. Guys, the best part about these elections is when they're contested. People stepping up from the community and volunteering their time and giving a whole year of their life to the cause of making fire awesome is a lot. So if you're thinking about it next year, get more involved this year and be prepared because it's a lot of work. It's a lot to take on. But now we have 3 candidates for the position of marketing. And I'd like to welcome the first person to the stage. And I have to say, she really helped us out this year. She's responsible for pretty much every graphic that was produced. She put out a lot of great stuff. Quit giving me that look, Pete. I see you over there. Put your mask on. All right. And first, Ava Hall.
Hi, my name is Eva, and I'm running for Director of Marketing. I want to first talk about my experience and then go on some things I want to accomplish this year. I became a season ticket holder with the fire when I graduated college. Since I've just been active and helping out. Like behind the scenes with the board, helping with graphics, including that one there. So this is not only giving me experience, but it's giving me some direct insight into how the board works. Responsibilities of the director, the time it takes to go into this sort of in the areas in which marketing for this. I can just hit the ground running and keep building and moving forward for beyond. That experience aside, I have 5 years of professional marketing experience. In college, I served on my creative marketing plan, organized campaigns, and advertised. Our main advertising budget to just doing social media management and email and ad campaigns for 2 concert venues in town. So for me, it was to do director of marketing. Marketing is what I love to do, and I want to share my experience and my passion and make a positive impact on our community. A few ways I hope to do that. More efficiency in the way of the ISA and information. I want to make information available to print it on all available mediums as possible. Like a problem last year is that information kind of lived in one space, and not everyone goes on the forums or Twitter or that sort of thing. So as many avenues as possible to get involved. Streets efforts to promote Section 8 Chicago. I want to set up an information station on game days for people to pick up the matchbook zine, song cards, to donate to the TIFO fund, and sign up for volunteer opportunities. Active game day, ticket buyers, mission hanging flyers, and stream around the city. Extend the marketing areas and strengthen our relationships in the community. And then want to work on the marketing resources that we already have and make them better. So quick question, how many people are signed up for the 8-track? Nice. How many of you know how to sign up at 8-track? So I want to make that better, and I want everyone to know how to get information and, you know, how to get that going. And including marketing resources, that includes breathing new life into the 8-track, the Matchbook zine, and the web store, whenever that's dated. I want to work on campaigns about who we are as supporters and promote content that's already beginning. I believe that documenting our history and culture are important. And most importantly, I want to serve you, the community. I want to hear your ideas, and I want to do everything in my power to make them come to life. I want to help Sector Latino, other supporters, groups, and independents achieve success, and tailgates, fundraisers, people bills, and other initiatives. I want your criticisms, critiques, and concerns 2015 about transparency. Thank you for your time. I hope I have your vote.
Thank you, Ava, and thank you for all the hard work you did this last year, and good luck. Hopefully we'll see you next year. And remember, even if you don't win your contested election, it doesn't mean you can't help, because we need your help. So please, this is an opportunity to, real quick, I'd like to thank Aaron, all the hard work. You're the best. You are our new Hefe, by the way. Moving along. Yeah. Okay. The question is, for all marketing candidates, they will come up in lections as they're talking. There's a line drawn from marketing. Thank you, Miss Rolling Like Holland, not Rolling Like Poland.
I've always seen communications as kind of the publicist for the board and for the ISA and for the community. So that's just disseminating information on our social, kind of catching up with media and kind of writing press releases and that sort of thing. When marketing is more dealing with the advertising, promoting our brand, either, you know, our in print or whatever kind of advertising medium you might think. I mean, there's definitely some overlap there, but I feel like more communications is publicity and making sure that the community it's on done, I guess, in a public way. If that makes sense.
Thank you, Ava. These are contested elections, so your attention is really important, and I'd appreciate the conversations to be to a minimum. Who is running in a contested election, right? It's nerve-wracking being up here, so give him a chance. Is Jesus Navarro. Going once? Does anybody want to run for marketing as Jesus? Going twice? Chow is not. No. No. No, Chow. That's a bad Chow. I'd like to recommend for the 20 not allow Chow to sign up for any candidate positions halfway through. Chow, thank you for stepping up. You've been a great help. Where's DJ's in like Reno 911? There he is. Yeah. Probably wearing a helmet somewhere, taking it off only to fall down on his head. All right, Amy. Amy Warshall.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy. I'm a fire supporter. I've been a season ticket holder since 2011. And the reason why I wanted to get involved with marketing is it is a fairly new position within the board, and there's not been a whole lot done in the last few years. And I just want to basically breathe into this because the marketing to increase the supporters and everybody. One of the things that I am looking to do this year is trying to help reconnect the supporters to our roots. Over the last year or so, there's been a bit of unstableness, I would say, within the group, where people issues depending on people on the board or the way things are handled. Be able to be in that the people with the board group or independents can come to me if they have ideas or help. I'll be also help build a strong, healthy relationship with everybody. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm a little nervous here. I know. Some of the things that I am looking to do is also help with some media projects we're started at this last, and I'd like to kind of roll with that to help expand a lot of the video and imagery content within our website. Also, I want to help try to clarify a lot of the branding issues that have been arise or have come up regarding ISA Section 8 and everybody within the stadium. They look at Section 8 and they don't realize that it's not just the Harlemen. It's everybody here. We all fall under this. You, as somebody coming to a game or 100 games, we are here to support you. Also, I would like to cite that a game day site, which is easy through devices, seeing that smartphones are readily available, like bringing back the matchbook fanzine, and especially using that in a online platform. Because one thing that I discovered was they're easily lost, or people they take them and then they toss them. So having a website which you can direct people to would be a great asset for us to have the information on where the tailgate is, what is being featured within the tailgate. Also do like a spotlight on each supporters group, just so everybody knows who people are. Just open up the conversation between, have a place for supporters groups. If they have someplace they want to go advertise, this would be a place for them to go advertise. Also, game day. One of the things that I want to work on is getting ambassadors on all the pub to pitches. So we have the buses who are there to talk to people who it may be their first time on the bus, help direct them to the tailgates, the ticket window. Another thing that came up within the forums was the first in, last out. And that is something that I believe has always been an issue, but I would love to work on it. Mainly when it comes down to how people think and act. So it's, everybody wants to hang out at the tailgate and drink as long as they can beforehand. But you have to remember that we are here to support our men playing on the pitch. And it's get people in stadium 30 minutes before, changing what to get in early. And then also, because it is marketing, being told that I need to wrap up. So I also have a big plan with all information out and working with the communication director, because they will. It is something that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and there's to answer the question regarding communication and marketing. Communication, basically, they're the ones who get the information out. Marketing, that where I'm the one that am talking with the events director or with merchandise to see, basically put it all together in a nice little package and hand it off to communications so that she is able to get that. All right.
Real quick tidbit about Amy. She is one of the linchpins in the idea of the Atlantic Fiber, bringing a whole section of tie-ins to regular basis, which is now produced one and one prospective board member. So I just want to thank her and our good friend Tony Nilsson's beautiful fiance, Carolyn, the main proprietors of her. We love watching it. We love participating. Why not support our local club? I know everybody has mixed opinions about the It Army, fine. But it's great to people that care and understand the support, live in our city, out. Oh, I didn't see Tony's here. Hi, Tony. I'm drunk. Whatever. Open bar, man. All right. Moving along. Welcome to the stage. One of the longest supporters in many different positions, and I'm this time. No, it's not DJ. I thought I was talking about DJ. No, Guapo.
Thank you, Patrick. Hi guys, my name is Frank Cardenas, but most of you know me as El Guapo. So I'm running for the position of vice chairman, and the really hit hard for this upcoming season. Communication. That was what we all agree was kind of lacking. People were frustrated. People didn't know what was going on. We saw it on the boards. We saw it on Twitter. It wasn't pretty. So with my help with the board, we're going to try to make sure that the events are done in a timely fashion, that you guys get to know what's going to be going on ahead of time so you guys can plan for it, where it's located. I know, it's going to be a key. Exactly. Next level shit. No. It's always improving. We can always improve. So as vice chairman, make sure the board meeting is held. Make sure you guys know when it is, what time it is, so you guys can plan for it. The board meeting pretty much is just a rundown of what's going on. Let you guys know the update is how we done tickets. We get a stipend for it. That's very poor. We get numbered and high. What else? Let's see. Road trips. Making sure the minutes are documented so you guys know what's going on. If possible, we can also include it. If we can include it with the 8-track, maybe afterwards when the meeting's over, so you guys know what's going on, what's up to date, where we are financially, what TIFO bills are coming up, what events are coming up. The first match of the season, March 6th in LA. We want to make sure that people who are going have the information on where to go, talk to, get the tickets, parking, if security for them is taken care of, make sure that's all good. Another one, the big one, is the first home match on March 14th. So we're going to start promoting that as well. As soon as this election is over, the work begins. We need to start hammering out, getting everything ready for you guys. I want to make sure that Harlem End, when the players come out of the tunnel, there's not just out there. I want to see 1,000 people waving big flags, obstructing views of people. I want to see singing, chanting. To come with goosebumps. I want all players to see, hey, is it? We got a lot of new players. We want to give them a good impression. We want to set the bar. See, that's our job to make sure that you guys get the other groups. We have a lot. We have URS. We have the horn line. Horn line. Sorry, I got a little cold here, so take it for what you know. It's a crease. But the main thing I would say is to make sure our club. I mean, I'm very happy to see so many people here. It's outside, yet you guys came here for the ISA, for the AGM, because you love our club. And you know, it's a hobby. This is what we love. You know, we don't do hobbies because we're like, meh. We put our heart and soul into this. We want to make sure that we get the best out of return. So, you know, with the help of the ISA, the board doesn't exist. Without you, Section 8 Chicago doesn't exist. We are it. So we need, and that when we do that, it can happen. So, anybody have questions for me? That'll never happen. Expand on what? Oh, sorry. You can talk to me about that afterwards. Any questions? Yes. We want to give supporters a reason to come in. We can't force you guys. It's our financial. Maybe we can do it. We'll find someone. You guys. No, but we gotta give a reason why we're here to begin with. We're here for the guys in the men in red out there wearing our badge. So we're the energy that that drives them to do better. So if we're half-assing it, they're gonna like, well, okay, well, we'll half-ass it too. So we want to be a force out there in the Hall of Men. Not only Hall of Men, we're set up, that Section 80 club seats. We're all united on this. Doesn't matter where you sit. We're all here together. And for the ISA, we want to make sure that you guys are given the tools to do that. Anyone else? Yes. And we get more home players. Yes, we get 90 minutes of Tetris. All right, Tony, that's it. Sure.
More slight, not concern. Amazing things for your life in starting to run and participate in half marathons. You've lost a lot of weight. You look great. You look healthy. Awesome. Wow. The first actual good question Nicoletti ever proposed. You do it great. But no, my actual question is, are you going to run in less events so you can make more home and away games if you were to be vice chair so that you could be there on game day?
I am running less races this year. If by chance there is a situation where I cannot make a meeting, I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm going to ask, and if I can't be there, I'll make sure there's someone else who can take my spot and make sure the transition, making sure the information's out there, like it was there to begin with. So that's going to be my main goal, come up and help me. Anyone else? Is that it? Go ahead.
Sometimes chair and vice chair are total rags. It's serious business, and we all like to have fun, and that's it. But how prepared do you think you are for serious business and time zones?
Good question.
It was kind of long. Sorry. I was just commenting that sometimes the role of can be a drag, and that sometimes it's not fun business that you're discussing, and how we all want to have fun, but how prepare you for serious business?
Good question. So basically, and honestly, I'm expecting the worst. I want to prepare for the worst, and who the board is. After the election outcome is completed, whether I'm elected or not, I'm going to work with the board, and it's going to be hard at times. I know throughout the years I've seen it's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy thing to do. I mean, but in the end, it's going to be worth it. I mean, this is what we're doing. We're all volunteers. No one's getting paid for this, and that's the one thing you have to remember. This is what we do because we love it. We want to make sure all of Section 8 is the best it can be. We want to stop screw Seattle, screw Portland, everybody else. It's all on us now. Because we need to step our game.
Yeah, Jake. Yep.
You want the mic?
In the bylaws, the vice chair is called also alternately secretary. What experience do you have in secretary, like record keeping roles, and in terms of make sure that, because as you said, part of disseminating information is actually having it written down and documenting what decisions we're making as we go along.
Okay, so I plan to have my own laptop at the AGM meeting. I mean, at the board meeting on my own notes right there to compare it to anybody else who's there taking notes down as well, making sure it's all accurate. So note taking is not that hard, I believe. It's just all correct the first time you got it. That's pretty much it.
One more from Jeff.
All right.
Someone in the back or no?
Okay.
A question about last year. There was a lot of DIY efforts in the parking lot with regards to merch and other things. It's a great bit of energy. A couple, 3 years ago, you did something similar with the Tetris scarf, which is a big hit. Now on the inside, how do you see managing, capturing all that energy between also keeping things all aligned, making sure that as a community we hit our priorities and not just side activities or things like that? How do you manage? How do you envision keeping all that aligned?
So you're saying my priorities from the whole line to the board is what you're questioning? Like I can keep them separate, or? I mean, if someone wants to come up and say, hey, I got a great idea for this potential new scarf. I mean, the board not be squash it. Like, hey, you want to raise money for a support group? You want to raise money to help fire? Hell, I'm going to get this done. I mean, that's exactly what we want. We want more people to step up. Say, hey, I got this great idea for a fundraiser. I got this great idea for a T-shirt for my supporters group, and I want to help us with the fire. And the money is going to help us, get more members and more people into the games. I don't want ever to have a moment where it's like, no, that's not what we want. I mean,
I have a question. Last question, guys. Last year, I was at the fire game, Section 8, and the one thing I did not like is that there were a lot of guys that they were just going there to get drunk.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was around. No, I mean it was really.
I totally understand. Yeah,
it was really sparse for the team to have pockets of fire fans in Section 8. My real address is willing to do as people to get people to know the fire as a culture? You know, I know that what was it, 4 years ago, you guys had handouts of fire songs, and it's like me, and I know I'm really involved in the organization.
Oh, we appreciate it.
And people don't know me that well, but
What's your name?
you know,
What's your name?
Alex.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
But my real suggestion is, my suggestion is, you know, songs we should have a very general that people sing, because the songs vary and some people know them and some people don't know them, and at the end the support section looks really like, you know, there's a piece here that knows this song and there's a piece here that knows this song, and at the end we really don't have our mind up what's together in this team. You know, we really saw how last season was. You know, and but we're still. My question is, what are we gonna? What are we? There has to be a. What is the bar that you're willing to set for the songs that the people are willing to sing? Like, for me, my brother loves Liverpool, and they have one specific song. You know,
Right.
and I want people to walk in here to Section 8, people who don't know the club, people who've been here know one or two songs, where they're willing to sit in Section 8 and say, this song, and I'm going to support them this way. My question is, what are you guys willing to do to shorten the song selection? I mean, we all know the songs here, but I want to, my question really is,
It has no control of who sings along. That's up to the section and up to the capos. It's or Seattle. I mean, I does not like you have to sing this for a time. That's our job. Make sure that you guys are getting the tools too. If you want to sing, that's up to you. You know a couple of songs, get one of your friends to sing that song over and over again. And talk to Patrick. I mean, he's one of the capos, Chow's one of the capos, but the board does not facilitate that. That's not our job. That's you guys.
All right. Thank you, Guapo. Thank you, Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a quick watching on the stream. You got good in Alabama. And also, can I get a Heineken? I would love. All right. And as I look through the crowd and I hear the questions come up, I really want to reach out to all of the former board. You look for your time in your service. You did a lot. Jeff, I saw you were over there. He's not there anymore. Thank you. Ruben, thank you for everything you can do for the community. I'm not going to thank Joe T because he's an asshole. Hi, Ben Burton's mom. You look great, by the way. Yeah. So that said, I would like our next represent. Joe's like my best friend. I'm just joking with him. Calm down. Yeah. I'd like to welcome our next candidate for the position of vice chair, Una, to the stage. Paging Una Sheridan. Yes. My man.
And that's a powerful microphone. Just a beer anytime you want. Today. Hi guys, my name is Una Sheridan. I'm a newer Fire fan, I'd say. This will be my 4th season as a ticket holder, but it's sort of a family affair for me. My sister and my aunt got me hooked. They brought me to a game. I stood in section 8, and it's awesome. This is a great community. I want to invest in that. from that first moment, I was sort of like, I could pitch in, I could help out. It seems like there's a lot going on, but I didn't always know what the best way to get involved was. And I think this pushed me to come to vice chair, because I think at this position, I'd be able to engage more people. I think this is the position from which I could try to push the organization to what it was intended to be, and that is fans and supporters. A little bit about me. In my community college days, I was a vice president, government association. Actually, do have experience keeping meeting minutes. So it can be a dull and drab, but I think it's critical not only just to let people know what's going on, but to establish our policies and procedures so people can look back on the foundations that have been laid down in the past and start building on them instead of reinventing the wheel every year. And I also recently have been volunteering at the Center on Halstead. As a volunteer, I've seen a lot of things from that organization that helps people give a wide variety of things just like us that people can do. But what they do is set expectations. They let you know how many people they need, what time to be there, what they expect you to do. When you're coming to something blind, just having a parameter, what you want to do and where time. But what's mostly gotten me involved in Section 8 was the election review committee this past year. I got to spend a lot of time with former board members Brian and Jocko and current and continuing board member Mary. I don't see. Mary. And I think it was really to think and talk and read about what Section 8 was intended to be, what it's become, and what everyone hopes that it should be in the future. So I think that's really what led to a platform, which I can sum up in 3 words: inform, engage, and empower. I think just doing the bare job is going to help with that. You know, getting the information for people, making sure the board's communicating with each other so that communications and marketing can put out information for people, and just establishing how the board does things so people in the future can take advantage of it. Empower, engage. I mentioned before setting expectations. I think that to get a two-way conversation, people have to know what's coming so that they can have a set of it before they respond to us. And I think empowerment is going to be the hardest thing because it requires trust. And we've got a lot of broken trust in the section right now. But I think I've seen a lot of people who don't always agree or get along come here, and that's our strength. And I'd like to bridge those gaps. So that's just a little bit about me, and let me know.
Questions? Going once? Questions going twice. Turns out we're actually on schedule. We have a question.
Yeah, you covered meetings the last couple of years and much pay attention, take note, very pointed questions. And as a man who's been observing, thanks for your work on the election. We're deliberating over the meetings, and also driving some of the culture and some of the business. I know that being with the election review committee, is there anything in the role of vice chair that you would do immediately that don't require a bylaws amendment to improve some of the training? And further question.
We just have general procedure problems where it's not even transparency. Sometimes isn't the information out, mechanisms. You have to have the information. So It's not a concrete example I can give, but the first thing I'd like to board members, email is so messy, but sometimes people can't get hooked or use forms correctly. So I'd like to investigate something like that. Just make sure we know what's going on. First step so everybody else knows what's going on.
You?
Based on your experience, like committee, and obviously being able to find what would be priority ones to visit the new board once in place, should you gain the position?
I think the initial thing would just be to just wasn't it for. I think a lot of people first come to, even though it isn't, tries to function as such. So we just need to know about our history, our past, and why we exist and what we're here to do. And I think that's facilitating. I'd have to say first question is, who are we helping? If we're not helping anyone, then why are we doing it? If it's going straight, our organization is to make atmosphere away and here. So if it's helping that, then we probably should continue with it. We need to let what we're doing because we're definitely not available.
Don has a question, actually.
What, if anything, sees the role of bring the fire to build and bring people into the and into our association?
I don't think we're here to who have ideas create that kind of experience. And an experience. If you go out, you'll talk to a lot of people that have great answers to that question, like how are we going to support the fire? What are we going to do for them? And I'd like to try to elevate their voices.
We are running good on time. Does anybody have a question that they would like both Guapo and Una to answer at the same time? Is there some sort of their response, his response sort of thing going on? Do you have for both? Is Guapo still around here? Do you want to come up real quick so you guys can both answer like a quick question, like a real debate? I feel like Jon Stewart over here because it's kind of like news. Do you have any questions from online? I can't check my phone like that right now, but is anybody following hashtag AGM or whatever? Do we have an AGM, SAC AGM hashtag? Is there questions online? No? Someone let me know. All right.
My question with the problems we had last year with the fire trying to exclude, or not exclude, but maybe limit Sector Latino section by trying to force them to make sales points for them. What do you feel like is the role? I mean, how can we bring Sector Latino into the section more? Because I kind of feel like both sections are separate, but they're all in the same section. So it's like, how can we bring them together, I guess is my question, my simple question. How can we bring Section 8 and Sector Latino together?
That great question. That would be up to both the board members of Section 8 Chicago and Sector Latino work together, find some common ground. I'm sure there's been plenty of times where they've been welcomed with open arms to come support the fire in Harlem End. But as I understand it, they like to be where they're at. They can do their own things, support the fire their own way, and we'll support them. I mean, we're not here to tell there's a right way to support the fire. If you want to support the fire that way, more power to you. If you want to support the fire up in Section 80, more power to you. We don't want to force people at the Harlem End. If you want to sit wherever you want to support the fire, we will support you in that way. But we need to talk with Sector Elected on the headed guys and find out exactly what's going on. And from there, we can take the next step forward.
I think speaking especially to an operational point of view, I don't have a lot of knowledge on Sector Latino, but it seems like they enjoy standing apart and prefer to represent themselves rather than having the ISA do so. And, you know, with all the unpleasantness that went on last year, that's not entirely surprising. So I think we'd have to establish ourselves as a trustworthy and good organization that someone would want to come to and ask for help. You know, they didn't ask for our help last year. That's up to them. If they don't want to ask for our help, I don't need to be going around and saying, do you need our help? You know, that's up to them, and we can only do the best we can do.
So we've gotten to hear from both candidates, which is great. Just want to thank you guys both for stepping up for a contested election. But I think it'd be awesome if you guys could sum up how your platform, so to speak, is different from your opponents and why we should vote for you instead of your opponent.
I think that's a really great question. And it's funny, when I was listening to Guapo's speech, I heard a lot of things I agreed with. I think personally, sometimes I come at things from an academic point of view, and that can be a weakness and problematic. But my first question is always why, how, what do other people do? Like I said before, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. It's not just in Section 8. What are other volunteer organizations doing? I just like to research and investigate first and try to apply, you know, what I've found. I think Guapo has been, you know, people have said he's been around forever. He's established. He knows how it works, but he also, I think, will tend to do things the way that they've always been done. I would say I would be more willing to try new ways to solve problems. So if that's something that you want to see, I'd vote for me.
She may have brought up some really good points, but for me, it's very simple. It's communication, communication, communication. I mean, there was a lot of people who were frustrated. They wanted to help out. They wanted to do stuff. They wanted to get involved, and there was like a roadblock. And I don't want that to ever happen again. So if I do get elected, I'm going to try to work with the board and make sure that never happens again. That you guys get the information you want. If you want to help out, we will find a spot for you. We will find you a direction to help the club. That's pretty much it.
Thank you, Guapo and Una. Anybody going once? Questions for the vice chair? Contested election going twice? Going 3 times? Sold for $1. All right. I'd like to take a moment to thank Braulio for all the hard work he did working on friendlies, putting together supporters matches, tournaments, just stepping up and being a part of the community. Oh, and hey, by the way, this is a great segue to the idea of running for a position, not quite being on the board, but still participating in the community at every level that he could. That's awesome. Thank you, Braulio. I hope you continue to do all your hard work into the forthcoming season. I saw a rando tweet from the worst vice chair ever, Chow. All right, I was the worst vice chair ever. But we got like 135 people here. That's awesome. Thank you all for coming out. High five real quick. That's pretty exciting. And now, the starting lineup for you, 2015 prospective chairman of Section 8 Chicago. And God, he might be actually 6'6". He's not from North Carolina, but his name is Dan Martin. If you guys could hold all questions till after both Dan and Don speak. and then you guys will be able to interject, and both will be able to respond accordingly. If you got questions for me, you can get at me on Twitter, Patrick11, no big deal, or that's fine. I'm right here. You're just walking up here. I'm wasting time. You way to sit in the back. Oh,
I never played basketball.
President Good.
Each candidate, Don and Dan, will have 5 minutes to speak about their platform for the upcoming year. After each candidate speaks for 5 minutes, we will then have a 10-minute long Q&A. Please make sure that your questions are clear and concise and meaningful. They're both sexy people. I get that, but like we'll talk about that later. Here's Dan.
Hi, everybody. First of all, for anybody, I am a member of WBO5. Thank you. Excuse me. It's Mambo Bats Ot 5, I believe is the official acronym right now. I'm running for chair. I was previously on the board from 2010 to 2012 in the director of communications position, working with Tom Dunmore and later Joel Biden as chair. And I think that's really the reason I'm running is I have that experience. I think I can bring that sort of voice and knowledge to the situation. A little bit more about me. I have been a fan of the Fire supporter since 2006. The first match I went to was the 06 Open Cup final. So it's been all downhill since then. Yeah, it might actually be my fault. I don't know. I also, so after I said I was on the board for the ISA for Director of Communications 2010 to 2012, and I also represented Chicago supporters at the ISC conferences in 2013 and 2014. You want to know what the ISC is? It's basically, short answer, it's a sort of unofficial grouping or gathering of representatives from supporters clubs across the country and Canada, and also across leagues, not just MLS. There are NASL and USL reps that send there, and it's basically a way that people can come together in a. I mean, it's formalized, but it's not organized by any of the leagues. It's organized by the fans to share ideas and collaborate. You know, find out where you get the cheapest scarves or how they structure pricing for tickets, away trips, whatever, and ways that we can work together to sort of get what we want from the league, things that benefit us. Does that satisfy? Okay. So my platform as it is a lot of people have been using the word facilitate or facilitator already, and I'll say I'll be an enabler instead of a facilitator, just because I don't want to parrot anybody else's language. Yeah, but I've seen this happen as I was on the board before. People sort of they get lulled into a sense of security that the board is going to take care of things for them and that it's going to do everything. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have the time to be a dictator. I don't have the interest in being a dictator either. I want to listen to your queries, desires, ideas, everything, and I want to help make your ideas happen. If I can't do it, then I hope through my relationships from being on the board previously and friendships from my supporters group and other groups, if somebody has an idea and I know somebody else who has a similar point of view or focus, I can put them together. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. I think I have buy-in really from a lot of the previous chair people and leaders of groups and elders within the community to allow me to help make those things happen. I'm not going to be able to do it by myself. It's we're all in this together type of situation. I'd also, it's been touched on before, I'd like to encourage people to form supporter groups. I think it's awesome that Atlantic Fire Brigade has become a real group and a force and nominating a person for the board, and I'd like to see more of those. I mean, even if it's a joke. I think, honestly, that people listen to groups, whether you're dead serious or just out for a laugh. you're stronger together than you are singly, no matter what you're trying to accomplish. And I really would do anything I can to help facilitate that. And I said facilitate. 1 minute. I'd also like to work on bringing in sort of engaging people to the point where they don't get tired of being fans, don't get tired of supporting, and just sort of drift away. I think we need new blood all the time. It only helps. New ideas, so stuff doesn't get stagnant. I'd also like to encourage anybody who is on the ISA board, whether I get elected or not, to form a committee of trusted friends, interested parties, anybody they can find to help them do their jobs, because I know it is a really tough job. It's sometimes hard to express how much work goes into what the ISA board does. And many hands make light work. The old operations credo, I think that can only help. And that will only help future boards as well by giving people experience in doing the work that is necessary so that when other people age out, get a new job, move away, whatever, they're ready to move into those positions. There was a little question about new songs earlier. I'd love to find ways to teach people new songs or teach people the existing songs if they don't know them. There's all kinds of examples out there of YouTube videos with the words of football songs on them. And I think that's something that I would love to help people make, help our marketing communications folks make, and help anybody that has ideas for new songs, direct them in that way so that it can be taught to everyone. So basically, to wrap it up, thank you for all for coming. It's amazing to see this many people here, new friends, old friends, and I really would appreciate your support and your vote. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. And now, I don't know how tall you are, but here's Don Walsh. 6'0". 0.
A rallying cry that has been used by capos from Section 8 over the years is, this is not a picnic. What they're trying to do is they're making the point that what we do out there is serious, and that what we need to do, and that the people who are in the Harlem End and sometimes all around the stadium need to get in gear and start working hard to support the fire. Off the field, I don't feel there's off the field and away from game days, I don't think there's been enough of that. I think that we've heard from some candidates like Una and Dan who believe that the ISA should be a facilitator and should allow people to support the fire in a manner that they choose. I disagree with that. I believe that we should be more active, and that we should make clear that the fire and the ISA are organizations to be reckoned with. Now, one problem that I had was the opinion that some people think that the good way to support the fire is to lob criticism at the front office or the technical staff or ownership about the manner that the team is running. My problem with this is that people do what they want to do. They will put whether it's a supporter or the owner, people will put into it what they think they're getting out of it. And what I want to make clear is that if you put your effort, your time, and your money into the fire and into the ISA, that you will get a lot out of it. What I want is to inspire people to realize that that going to the fire games is fun, that the ISA does meaningful and important work, whether it's charitable work or on the capo stand or here or building TIFO. Well, I want to make clear that what the ISA stands for is that we will support the fire and we will do what it takes to ensure that we build the club and that we cheer the team on to winning. I think there's two primary goals that we want to have out of our fire experience. Now, this is obviously going to be different because there's 135 people here. Winning trophies is one of them, yes. But the other one is to build the club, to share our love of the fire with as many people as possible, to fill the stadium. I mean, we hear occasionally complaints about how the stadium isn't always full or is never full. But what I think that the most important thing that we can do for that is to help people understand how wonderful the fire is, how fun the fire is, and how important it is to keep people involved with the fire and the ISA. What we're going to do. So my vision for the ISA is essentially to take a more activist role to help people understand what happens in Toyota Park, at the TIFO builds, at the watch parties, forming supporters groups, and also make clear that some of the negative opinions about the fire or the misinformation that's out there is dealt with. That we explain to the world that the fire is worth supporting, that it's a good organization, and that we care about it. Now, some of the people who have stepped up have talked about how you can get involved, that we need your help. And that's not the most specific advice, but I have something specific that I can ask all of you to do. Go out, tell your coworkers, tell your family, tell your friends, tell random people on the street if you don't mind people thinking you're a little crazy. About why you like the fire. Bring them the games. Wear fire gear if you have it, and basically act as ambassadors for the club. If we can do that, then we'll be able to build the club, inspire the players, and make this fire what we want to be. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Don. Hey, Dan, you want to join us up here? Now we have a few moments for critical thinking questions, like actual questions. I trust you, Chris. So we're going to start with Chris. Here we go. Questions for both prospective chairmen.
I wonder if you guys can quickly describe in a few words how to describe our supporter culture. I know, Don, you've mentioned that you think it's a little negative, but I want to hear from both of you where in our current state, what our supporter culture is like.
That's an interesting question. I think activist actually is a pretty good word to describe a lot of it. A lot of these people, obviously you're all here today, and that means you care enough to come. And all the people that on the internet over here that did absentee ballots, they care enough to come. I don't think it's negative overall, personally. I think people have legitimate criticisms. I think if you really pay attention to what some of the front office people do, you can see that they respond to legitimate criticism. Maybe that takes a little longer. Some people maybe take it too far. But I think overall, people do it for the love. And like I said, that's why you're all here. So I have not always been completely cheerleading positive. I doubt 99% of the people in this room have been. I think that's normal in life. That's just how people are. That's how sports are. That's how music is. That's how any kind of sort of involved fandom becomes after a while. And I think it can only help the team grow in the long term. I mean, there's 3 times as many people here as the first AGM I went to, at least. That was at Shuba's, like 07 or something like that. So you can see how things change. So overall, yeah, I think it's activist. I think it's positive in the end, and I'm just ready to help it grow.
Suffice it to say that I disagree with Dan. I suppose it won't suffice to say because I'm going to keep talking. One of the things that I've noticed about the supporter culture is that there's a lot of expectations placed upon what other people do, whether it's the Frank, either Frank, the front office, the ticket sales, even the parking attendants. There's a lot of unhappiness about the manner that the fire is run. And my response to that would be, what are you doing to make it better? I mean, you might not be able to do much. Like, you can't go out and hire players to go out and win championships. But you can buy season tickets, and that money will eventually wind its way to the team, and they can do good things with it. So I suppose my opinion of the supporter culture is that it needs a lot of work. And as chair, I will work to help that. I will work to improve the supporter culture and make it so that it's more effective in supporting the fire.
Yeah, right here.
This is a question mostly for Dan, but Don can chime in if he wants to. So for the initial statements, Dan, you said that, being inclusive of new fans and trying to grow the section is such an important job. However, you started your pitch with a bunch of Whiskey Brothers in-jokes. So I was wondering, how are you going to balance, the contingent of Section 8 fans who are really holding on to those memories of Soldier Field, and which is great. I mean, the history of our section is a really important part, but that's not something that every fan has claim to or has knowledge of. So I was just wondering, how are you going to balance, the mixing of these old hardcore fans, I guess might be the term, with people who are new and don't really know that history? Is it that important to, that these newbies know that history, or not so much?
I think it's very important. I'll admit it right now. I said it earlier. I never went to a game at Soldier Field. Well, I went to the Man United friendly a couple years ago. That's the only time I've seen them play there. And so I don't want to make it into some kind of inside jokes club. I didn't think I said shave or anything, but sorry, I had to do it. But for real though, I mean, jokes aside, new blood is always needed. I mean, this would die if we didn't have it. And if we didn't have those ideas and the new perspectives. I think teaching people about the past is very important. I've learned a lot about the past that I wasn't there for from talking to all kinds of people who are here today. And I hope that I can, in whatever role I end up as, pass along some of that knowledge as well. And I'll encourage anybody else to do it as well.
Question from Freda. We're going to start with Don as the answer, just for political equality.
Thanks.
Hello, check. This question I have for you two chairs is the same one I have for the vice chairs. What are you going to do, or what can you do to improve the relationship between Section 8, the board, and Sector Latino? Because in the past year, there were a lot of struggles with everything that was going on. And I know that Sector Latino is we're all part of the same group. We're all here to cheer the fire. So I think that we could definitely improve things, but what could you do as chair to improve that?
Well, I think that what the ISA and the Sector Latino has in common is love of the fire. So what I would do as chair to do that is basically just make clear to them and to frankly everyone else that we need your help, and that we will be able to work together to support the club. Now, it seems like, as has been mentioned before, that Sector Latino prefers a degree of independence, and that's fine. But just like any other supporter group or anyone else who wants to support the fire, we're going to be there for you. We're going to help you.
I assume I'm supposed to answer the same one? So you referenced the troubles that they had at the beginning of last season, and I think, if I remember right, what I said then was, as far as I feel about the ISA should be there to help if needed. Reach out to offer that help. And for me, like the question back then was, where are they going to go? Are they still going to have their section? Are they going to have to move somewhere else? If they were willing to, if they, as a group, decided, I welcome them back to the Harlem Men with open arms. I think they lend a fantastic quality to support for the team. More energy than a lot of other crews, and I think, but on the same token, it's not my decision. I'm not going to say come back or we won't help you. That's ridiculous. I don't know many of those guys and women very well. I'd love to meet them. I hope somebody can help me meet them, or I can just find them. I don't know if any are actually even here today. Yes, I assume since you asked. But yeah, other than that, my point of view is very similar to Don and Guapo and Una's. I mean, we're all in it together, and we're here to help. That's all I can really say.
I have a quick one. Well, mine was going to be a quick one. You can probably answer it pretty quick. What's your favorite fire memory?
That'd probably be the '06 Open Cup. I wasn't around for our initial period of excellence in the late 20th, early 21st century. But I did attend that game, and I do remember how happy I was for the team, even though I wasn't a huge fan at the time. And I look forward to more like that in the coming years.
I already mentioned that was my first game. It was a great time. I guess maybe even at the time, I didn't realize the gravity of it, to be honest. My favorite fire memory, there's so many, but the one that I keep coming back to, and I've talked about this with other people before, is a road trip to Columbus. I want to say 2009, but I'm not certain, where Gonzalo Seguera scored a tying goal in the dying seconds of the match. And there was maybe, I don't know, 200, there was a couple buses worth of people. And it seemed like everybody sort of fell down at the same time with relief and excitement, and then came back up and was going absolutely crazy. And that's one that I've shared and connected with other people on before, like, oh yeah, I remember that one. And those road trips, they build those things. They really do.
My question is to both of you guys. What's going to happen when we really don't like our owner? You know, part of the fact is that we're not doing great at signings. We're not doing great at the field. I know they addressed that or whatever, but we as a supporter section, our job is to fill the stands right there in Section 8, you know? And I know we're half addressing these issues, but the real issue that I have is what's going to happen when I show up to a fire game and I object to whatever the people are doing on the field? What's going to happen to where I object to the people that are on the field? What's going to happen if I don't like the people that are being signed? What's going to happen when we lose 8 games in a row, or we have a season like last year? What's going to happen with the Section 8? You know, my issue is that's mainly my issue, you know?
Okay.
What are you guys willing to do about that?
Well, I think anybody who has those kind of feelings is absolutely entitled to have them. I mean, if you pay for season tickets, if you pay for a single game ticket and you don't like the effort, I'm speaking for myself. I don't boo the team because I don't feel they deserve it. I mean, I've never seen them like really, I'm not saying you were, I'm speaking for myself. I don't think I will ever fault someone else for feeling any way about the team. If you don't like it, express that you don't like it. If more people express they don't like it, eventually things will probably change. I've sat across the table from Andrew Hauptman before and talked about the way the team is run openly, and I hope if I'm elected, I have the chance to do that again. I don't know if he's willing. I'm willing. But yeah, I'm never going to, if I am chair, there's not going to be any kind of repression over against people saying that they don't like what's going on.
I think this is another area where Dan and I are in disagreement. I think that the ISA's role should be to support the fire and to do what it takes to help people learn to love the fire. And sometimes that's going to mean dealing with problems that people who consider themselves supporters have with the way the team is run. It's important that we talk about what everything that the fire does right. The players that we sign, the staff, the fans who come in and enjoy themselves. And what I want to do as chair is to address whatever issues people might have with the fire or with the ISA, and help them realize that this is a good thing. We come here, we spend our money, most of us, to enjoy ourselves, and it's fun. Going to fire games is fun, and I would like to improve. I would like to improve that experience. I'd like to help people have fun here, and I'd like to address whatever issues they might have with the way the team is run, as opposed to Dan's apparent approach to let people express themselves however they want. People can have freedom of expression. I mean, but we have, as an organization, have a freedom of expression as well. We can say why we love the fire. We can tell people why. We can tell people why we love the fire. We can tell people all the good things that we do, and hopefully they'll believe us.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying this Q&A. We have time for one last question coming from Lucas here.
I guess it's a two-pronged question. Sorry.
Make it snappy. Make it snappy.
Can you both love the fire and hate the owner? And two, are those two things, mutually? Thank you, Chow. Mutually exclusive. And the second question, I guess, for that is, should the ISA have a role in deflecting criticism of ownership or the front office?
The answer to your first question is I don't see how. Everything that we see here is ultimately run by Andrew Hauptman. So basically, if you like the fire, if you're a fire fan, then ultimately somewhere deep down you've got to realize that you buy into the package that the fire provides. Now, I think that the logical conclusion of that is that they know what they're doing, that they provide value to you, to your family, to your friends, whoever you bring, to enjoy yourselves. And the second question, I'm sorry, what's the second question? Should the ISA have a role in deflecting criticism of the FO? The answer is yes. I think that a lot of the criticism that is directed at the front office is unwarranted. And as chair, I will work to help people understand exactly what's happening with the front office and realize that our club has a lot of talented, hardworking professionals who know what they're doing.
Let's see if I can remember these. So I heard the second one. The first is, I'm sorry. Can you restate? Can you love the fire and also dislike the owner? I just want to say, yes, you can love the fire and dislike the owner. I honestly don't dislike him or hate him or whatever. Hate is a really strong word to use for something like sports, you know, for me. And the second is, should the ISA have a role in deflecting that criticism? If individual ISA people want to do that, that's totally within their right. If individual fans want to deflect it, totally within their right. As an organization, I don't see, I mean, maybe if there's a vote for it, I could see maybe that happening, but I'm not going to work for that. No.
Thank you, Dan and Don. We don't have time for any more questions.
Before we get to ballot passy-outy crazy, because we've got designated people to pass out the ballots, Chow. We've got designated people.
Chow is the person.
So we're at that. So I want to thank everyone here. Before keep your conversation to a minimum at this point, please. We're at the point in our agenda when we will begin distributing amendment ballots. Before they start doing that, can I have your attention, please? This is important. There are two documents before you today. The first is the ballot containing all of the positions and the folks we've heard from already. The second document that will go before you after that is a proposed amendment that I will talk about. We have two sergeant-in-arms here. We have Jocko and Brian that are our designated folks to pass out and collect. I want to remind everyone that anyone that is a fire fan is welcome to vote for both our election and our proposed bylaw change. And I know we have one designated vote counter, and that is Mirza. Where's Mirza? Over there. Okay. And if I don't know what other conversation there had been with front office folks, I don't think there was. Front office folks, I believe, are fire fans, so I believe they're welcome to vote. However, I would ask that anyone counting ballots today abstains from voting. And so if you are among those people, Mirza is right over here. You can come find him up here at the front. So we'll begin with the ballots going out at this time, and also pens, extra pens. Chow is the designated pen and pencil distributor. So there's a whole stack of pens there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for being here. So much so that I got to tell this quick little tidbit. A old school, old Soldier Field style fire fan, not quite an FU-98 or a barn burner, but an arsonist. Arsonist Steve drove here from Springfield today to drop off his ballot and had to go for family stuff. Literally drove to the stadium from Springfield, dropped off his ballot, and then went on to family things. This is how much this community means to everybody, all right? So I want to thank you all for being here and participating in this election. It's nothing without you. And as I look around, I see a lot of new faces, some of which I helped bring here, and some of which you helped bring here. And next year, we should have 250 people. So keep spreading the gospel.
So just a quick clarification on the ballot. You will see a left-hand column where you might put a check mark or an X for every candidate, or for the candidate that you choose. You'll see some lines off on the right. Excuse me, can I ask for silence in the back, please? Thank you, friends in the back. And off to my right. In the right-hand column, you'll see some lines. Don't worry about those. That was a printer error. That was my bad. I fucked up. But please, in the box in the left-hand column is where you would indicate your vote. Does that make sense? Any confusion about that? Okay. As the ballots for the election are passed out, if I could also have, if you could keep one ear up to me, please, as I explain the second page that will come around. This is an amendment to our bylaws that reads as follows. This amendment will replace the wording of one section in our bylaws, and that is the section that deals with amendments. So we've got an amendment that has to do with amending our bylaws, okay? The wording is, any member may propose amendments to the bylaws at a board meeting a minimum of 60 days prior to the annual general meeting or a special meeting. The Board of Directors shall then adopt a resolution that lists the proposed amendments and directs them to be submitted to a member vote at a meeting that may be either the AGM or a special meeting. All proposed amendments shall be posted on the corporation's website a minimum of 30 days prior to voting, and provisions for absentee voting shall be the same as the election of the Board of Directors. In order to be adopted, any amendment must be approved by 2/3 of votes cast. So in a moment, you'll have a chance to read that for yourself, but I just want to provide you with some rationale, and if I could gather your attention again, please. The rationale for this amendment, the only thing that this proposed amendment is doing is adding 2 words, and those 2 words are special meeting. So this amendment will allow any future amendments to be proposed and voted on at times other than the annual general meeting. Again, I will repeat that this amendment will allow any future amendments to our bylaws to be proposed and voted on at times other than our annual general meeting. This amendment this proposed amendment came before the ISA at the appropriate time. It came before us after the work of the Election Review Committee posted their findings, provided those to the ISA. So this amendment is properly before us. We will distribute it at this time. You can vote yes to approve this amendment or no to not approve this amendment. And at the we will collect these votes but not total them, because we will, at the end of our gathering today, we will send an email to our absentee voters to allow them to participate in this vote also. So at this time, I will hand the the amendment ballots to be distributed, and then I will enter any questions that you have about that. First, if anyone did not get a regular ballot, or if you have ballots that are not being used, we need to collect those, please. Everyone got a ballot? Okay, are there any questions about the proposed amendment before you? Can we keep the volume down, please, Louis? Yes. So if you vote yes on this amendment, this will allow us to address future amendments at times outside of the annual general meeting, specially called meetings or board meetings. Yes. With all of the details entailed in there, 60 days notice, all of that, 30 days notice on the website. Yes. Are there any other questions about the amendment before you? Okay. We have one envelope that is collecting the ballots, the folks you are voting on. If you will please hold back on the amendment for just a moment so that we can get all of the amendment out and collect all of the candidate ballots in. Sound good? Okay, so our Sergeant at Arms and Chow are collecting the candidate ballots. And now give me a second to vote. Can I borrow a pen? Thank you. Yeah, right there. So before everybody reaches for their coats, please be patient because the folks that are collecting the ballots are making their way to the back of the room. And we do have one more agenda item before we adjourn for the day and then come back with the count. I believe the bar is still open. Okay.
Come on, Chow. Hurry up, Chow. Damn. That's my
That was a mistake.
Crandall, give some love. Real quick, sir.
Yeah, that's true. And all three of us answered.
Oh, I know. That's. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Chow and Brian and Jocko. Okay, if anyone still has a ballot or an amendment thing, can you hold it up in the air? And if you don't, can you find a seat or like squat a little bit? Thanks. Okay, PayPal. Okay. They're supposed to be separate, but. Again, as we attempt to keep order in the House, if you have not yet turned in a ballot or the amendment thing, please hold it high. And if, yes, thank you. So to the center here, they're working, they're coming along. Be patient. And then we've got one more agenda item before we adjourn today and come back with the votes. Brian and Jocko, Brian's up here. We're coming to you, don't worry. We're coming to you, don't worry. Okay, Brian, and if you could backtrack a little bit. Yeah, they're in the middle. Okay, again, Brian, back to the middle here. Thank you. Thank you, Chad. I think you can turn them over. Yeah, go.
Sure. I'll go. One last call for.
Hello, everyone. This is your Jacko speaking. If you did not get an amendment ballot, please come forward, because I don't know which one of y'all got it, don't want it, gave it to someone else. This is not an STD clinic. Come get the cure.
Also, does anyone have any more candidate ballots? Okay. I'm collecting those. All right, I'll go find you, people.
Hold them high, hold them proud. Don't talk about your view being obstructed. What? Your view being obstructed. Brian Cost. Brian. So at this point, let's request that all outstanding ballots for either the candidates or the amendment come forward, come towards the microphone at this time, please, including the ballot collectors. Yep, right up here. So we're going to do last call for any outstanding ballots, any piece of paper that you want your vote recorded on. Will you please bring to the front of the room at this time? And then my last request, if you would please look around on the floor around you, and if there is a chair there, will you sit in it, please? If there is a handy lap around you, will you sit in it, please? I'm going to call out John Spence. John Spence, can you sit down? Hi, John. All right, our last agenda item is before you. Well, is about to come before you. Can I ask for a quick moment of your attention, please? Wow, thank you. Before you is your 2014 budget report of the Independent Supporters Association of Section 8 Chicago. The vision of the ISA is to unite all Chicago Fire fans, to create a dominant in-stadium force unseen in any American team sport, and to establish a home field advantage wherever the Chicago Fire play. As an ISA, we will create an inspiring environment for the Chicago Fire organization and its fans. We will do this through fostering an increased level of passionate support, providing a conduit amongst the fans and with the organization, enabling participation in activities for fire fans and organizing, coordinating, and directing in-stadium support on an unprecedented scale, regardless of where the Fire play. The 2014 budget did its best to embody the vision and the mission of the ISA. And with that, I would like to report that while I am still finalizing our annual budget for 2014, we did end the year with just over $2,000 in surplus. Thank you. Once we finalize everything for 2014, an annual report will be posted on our website when it's complete, so stay tuned for that. Our net income for 2014 was just under $42,000, which was an increase of over $38,000 last year. So a good increase for 2014. $42,000 in net income. Our expenditures were in 5 main categories. The first category being our administrative expenses, $11,000 in 2014. $8,000 of that was insuring our capo stand. $8,000 was charitable contributions, including over $7,000 to the Chicago Fire Foundation. In 2014, we spent $6,000 on game day, whether it was at home or away game support. That was TIFO, events, communications, things like that. $5,500 we spent stocking our merchandise. And an increase over last year was over $9,000 for Section 8 on-tour subsidies. So the total of those 5 categories was just under $40,000. And as I mentioned, $2,000 in surplus, which will carry forward and allow us to get through these quiet winter months. New in 2014 was the return of the away season ticket, which was a great success this year. And was enabled by your support. So a good chunk of our $9,000 in subsidies was in support of the away season ticket. We sold 20 away season tickets in 2014. And at this time, I would remind you that we are entertaining votes for where our 2015 away season ticket, what that will include. So if you haven't yet voted on where you would like to travel, where you would like the ISA to support you in your travels, please go and vote on that. Moving forward into 2015, I expect that our incoming board we'll continue to work at expanding the financial base of the ISA, and I specifically will advocate for expanding upon both season ticket sales and game day sales, especially game day sales through Pub to Pitch. That was one of our leading sources of ticket sales for individual games in 2014. Does anyone have any questions about our 2014 financial position? Thank you very much for your attention. You're welcome. I'd be happy to share with you just my handwritten notes on that if you want, but do stay tuned to our website for the official 2014 annual report when that is done, probably by our first 2015 board meeting. I believe our votes are in the process of being counted, and so at this time, I'm going to invite outgoing Chairman Pat, to provide some closing comments on our AGM. Do you want to?
Yep. As I stand here drinking this Heineken, I would like to thank our new sponsor for graciously providing us with drink, more drink. Thank you. And also, rumor has it, they have graciously provided us with 2 8x6 tents that say Heineken with green tops. They're going to look awesome. While they keep us nice and not sunburned for the tailgate and the merchandise sale right in the north lot. So thank you, Heineken. There's also a filthy rumor that they're interested in supplying beer for maybe buses? Who likes beer sponsors? All right. Just throwing that out there. I would like to thank the outgoing board and especially everyone who stepped up mid-season to take on a position that maybe they didn't know they were getting into. And I have to thank Jeff personally because he and I worked so well together for a very long duration, the hard grind of the season. And everything you led me to believe and do, I tried to carry on after you left. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, hey, when I was sitting over here earlier, I got a new job. So come out to Francis Parker. It's right by the zoo on Lakeshore Drive. I'm coaching the girls team this spring. Super excited about it. Sorry I wasn't paying attention earlier. I got a great text. Just wanted to throw that out there. I'll drop the schedule on the internet, and you guys should all come and sing and dance and be like, woo! They wear navy blue, so most fire apparel works because we're navy blue all of a sudden. Look, they're wearing blue. I know, right? I'm wearing blue. Whatever. It still looks good. Right here. Other than that, I just want to thank you all for being here. Reminders, TIFO ain't cheap. Now that you guys have been liberated for free, why don't you put money in here? Also drop it on your bartender. And you can swipe a card because we're classy. So we take all forms, American Express, Discover, right? And after this, I'm hosting a party at the Globe. Anybody with a ballot receipt, make sure to collect your ballot receipt because those don't exist. At the Globe gets a free drink. Yeah, so bring your agenda to the Globe and I'll buy you a shot. And I might need a ride there, so let me know. All right. My man, I'll request a lift in 2 seconds. I also want to thank Josue for all the hard work he does off the board. He does a lot of shit, so appreciate it. Thank you for everyone who ran. Thank you for everyone who's going to continue on in the board in 2015. And to all the outgoing board members, I want you to know that we should still be involved as much as we can.
Who's the best? Let's go streaking!
So I believe that concludes our agenda for the day. There are still 3 half-eaten pizzas up here, and I'm not sure what time the bar is shutting down. So please avail yourself of what is still around you here, and then once we have a count, we'll come back. And I do believe we have an avenue for putting that out on the internet also. Thank you.
Dropping the mic real high. No.
Steven's watching. Hi, Steven. I love you, Steven. He'll be texting you about you, so. Yeah, it might be.
No. 8 viewers. There's 8 people watching us.
We had as many as like 30. I think it might have been. Oh, there's 10 viewers now. Right. I mean, maybe it's the more I dance, the more viewers come on. Oh yeah. Hey! You watch my ultra? I play on your soccer team. I play on your soccer team. You sell them the scarf or something. 1, 2. Well, that's cool. Stayed in the background. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. You need like a fish face now.
I love you, Susan.
Don't even think about it.
Right here.
The day got here.
You said no.
We're pros right now.
You say yes. Would you say no? What? No? Yes. Good. Steve's watching online.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Bigot. Oh, down there. What's up? Look, I'm over here trying to be important.
On Twitter already. No.
Ben. It was Ben.
That was
Bobby, thanks for the ride.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna stick around and see who won? See you at the Globe? Globe? You see you at the Globe? Right now? Right now? Exactly. There's still work to do. You know how you needed help? Law's gonna need help. Maybe a few games you can just help take money and shit like that. You know how to do the job, that'd be awesome. Awesome. I know, but like, hey, never meant to be hard on you. I just saw a lot of potential in like single, you know what I mean? Just, boom. We all need it. We could have done better, but we did good enough. Unlike the team, we did good enough. Well, here's the thing. Marie claims that we need to see. No one who requested it. No, let alone 60 people, let alone. Legal reasons. Marie to the microphone. Marie to the microphone. Anyone vote no?
Yes, there were some no's. I called them. They're probably, I didn't get the official number, but they're probably 12 or so.
So we won't announce that because we still need to let our absentee voters participate. So if we don't have absentee votes.
So they get
So we
a.
have to send them out. So in which case
We will
it's
do
just.
that tonight. So
All
no
right.
official word.
What happened?
Do you need to rev the
globe? I think Bobby's gonna drive me, or you, or Josue. Yeah, maybe. How you doing? What happened?
Not much. Dumped it. But it was just David's credit card. Everyone is very focused on the meeting. Just in that.
Well, I mean,
The
hey.
few that I knew I wanted to do were Ethan, Carl. Oh, what did you say?
You look good. I don't know. When you,
I honestly
work hard and we love you, something like that.
I just
Yeah.
didn't hear it, and everyone like started pushing me. What happened? And then I heard you say, "Are you wearing gold shoes?" And I was like, "Oh, he's talking about me." But
Yeah, I
had
think
no
I may
idea
have
what
just
you
said I love you and you work hard and thanks for everything you do. I don't know. It's just
No,
a general.
That's what I figured.
I wanted to make sure to thank you. I think I thanked everybody.
You did a great job. You did a really great job.
I'd be happy to do it again every year.
Yeah, pump up the crowd. You have since you were 14.
Something like that. Hi, Bobby. How you doing? Oh shit, they have water.
Hi, Carl.
Hey, Carl. Hey, Carl's here.
Carl, want to go get drunk? Where we're all going to be drinking. You're going to be doing this. What's the acceptable
What team? Oh, ask Birch. Full throttle. Full.
Well, I wasn't allowed on the field.
Oh, at the games, you can't drink in the facility, but you can show up however you like. Yeah. It seems like a great platform. It seems like a great platform. What better place than now? What better time than now? Susan. On the microphone. On the microphone.
It's not funny.
What if
Do you have a ring?
Can I borrow somebody's?
It's a ring I found somewhere.
I made this for you.
I molded this out of iron.
Oh, thank you. You know what?
I love you so much.
I found this at a track meet sophomore year of high school, and it's never done again.
Fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, Rudy? Asshole.
Everybody who's giving Susan shit for like
Oh,
Ohio State.
where's Nick
She
Letty? I
went
forgot to kick him in his
Ohio
dick.
State. Yeah, do it. Ladies and gentlemen, Liam Murtaugh. I found Liam. I win. Say a little something into the camera.
Give me that.
Just come.
Sir.
Yeah, the third kid, the one that he said badass. Why? Stop.
Just information. Me, legally, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. But Murray's right. We have to allow the absentee ballots a chance to vote on the agenda.
Uninfluenced.
Yeah. But that's the count.
Are you going to announce the totals this year? Are you going to actually announce the totals?
Whatever. What's up? Gonna be awful. Oh my god.
Your random statements on the
Did Bobby leave? Did Bobby leave? Yeah.
No, Bobby's right there.
Look that up.
Don't leave his mic ever. Ever. Please. Gotta get him off. He actually has
Great.
Not the bus driver. Right. I've got $20 Canadian that I have to
Happy to buy it. I have a holding a creating currency adjustment trial again. I'd be happy to take it as a tip for MC. Or I'll go. Whatever.
You did a great job.
I mean, I bought it. Yeah. Well, my normal trip is on Memorial Day weekend, but very even if there's enough money, I know. Yeah. I already gave. I like that. I do like packaging balls. I think that it's just a matter of using that. If there's a chance to get some time across a fire game. Well, our ways suck. It's either Friday or Sunday. Say about your. Just think about Sunday. For the destinations that we don't want to go on a trip to, then it's like watch parties. People want to get a watch party, but they don't want to leave Sunday. And on a Saturday, they already probably have plans. So that I think there's a good get Sunday night football kind of thing going on. And everybody's watch party. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. That's why I said liaisons. Yeah, start up something with Barbecue or something to whoever you end up setting it up with. I be liaison for that and find somebody else who's also interested in this. I started doing it. Jay was also at the bar. So now it's so Jay and I reach out to go make sure it's about to start with the showing first morning. So on mornings they have a license to get a nice site. So there's talk that the owner just got a little so now they're just getting over that. We want to share where people can watch soccer so that anybody who's watching soccer watches on fire. Okay, cool. Well, I'll keep you updated if anyone whatever day it is, I will be able to do that. I find myself around the city. I know that something else regularly somewhere. I find myself I really started doing they still run. Yeah. And then moved away for a little bit. No, you do it right now. You do it right now. Like, this guy up fire stuff. I know. I've got
This guy's wearing a Chelsea scarf. Talking about banter. Friends, it is with my utmost regret I have to inform you that it's last call for alcohol at the bar. Last call, ladies and gentlemen. Last call, time to go home. I get to do this again in like 12 hours. Conrad, are you working tonight?
You should, bro.
Last call for alcohol. Last chance to tip your bartenders, by the way. That's like a thing. Save me, Camille. You're all I ever wanted. You're all I ever needed, yeah. So tell me what to do now. Because I want you back. It was free.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. When do they retire?
When it's so great.
Say that you love me all of the time. Say that you need me. Always be mine. And I'm feeling glad all over. Yes, I'm glad all over. Fire, I'm glad all over. So glad you're mine. You make me happy. Never be blue. Oh, wait. I think you'll have no sorrow. Always be true. Damn, dude. Damn, dude. And I'm feeling. Yes, I'm fire up. So glad you're mine.
Hey, Joel.
And the winner is Carl! Ah, shit, it's C. Carl, not K. Carl. Him and Nick Fedorable hanging out in L.A. C. Carl. They used to call him Cake. Well, yes. There used to be a C. Carl and a K. Carl back in the day. You remember C. Carl? Oh, yeah. C. Carl was pretty good. Mike, can I borrow 2 of these chairs? Thanks, man. He's drinking.
Oh boy.
Ooh, doggy.
Oh boy.
Gene, thank you for facilitating the microphones today. Thank you.
Red Bull. All the Red Bulls.
All the times.
All the times.
All the times. I don't even...
Oh God, I wish I could.
They get to go down.
Last call. Thing you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep. I just wanna keep on. Oh.
No, we don't need microphones. It's just fun to have one. see a little something? All right.
Who's counting right now?
Child's stealing that fucking ball. That's bullshit. I tried to steal it first.
Classic fire fashion. At least one of these is gonna end it. Oh yeah. I love that. And yes. Everyone is a tie. 2-11 and 2 at home. That's how it's gonna end up. That's actually really funny. I was gonna tweet it, but I thought, oh yeah, yeah. No, that was good though. I don't think it did. That's funny. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I don't think so. It's on the ballot. It's not bad if there was like a candidate out there. He doesn't even go here.
Actually, it really yeah.
And this year, he's going to get